Welcome back. We know ads are everywhere you look, on social media especially, in your favorite shows, and now soon they could be popping up on the world's fastest growing AI platform.
OpenAI says in coming weeks it will begin testing out ads inside ChatGPT across the U.S. It's a move that's raising questions about trust, transparency, and whether paid messages could influence a tool millions of people rely on for important decisions.
Well, we're bringing in our chief business correspondent, Taylor Young. Taylor, what do we know about this? Why does this matter?
Yeah, I think this announcement is so interesting because ChatGPT is not like scrolling on social media or watching TV. People don't browse ChatGPT, right? They ask it questions, oftentimes really personal questions about their health, their finances, their relationships, their career. So this creates kind of a different expectation of trust compared to you just scrolling on social media. Now, OpenAI, the company that owns and operates ChatGPT, says these ads will be clearly labeled and separate from the responses. But I think the concern is that ChatGPT isn't necessarily going to start lying to us. It's if these responses are going to be influenced by these companies that are now buying ad space on ChatGPT. I think that's the biggest concern here.
Well, and to that point, could these ads actually influence the answers, maybe recommending something that's in an advertisement? And how has OpenAI addressed all of this?
Yeah, so the company has come out repeatedly saying that, this testing of these ads, and if this moves forward as a permanent thing, will not change the responses whatsoever. It goes on to say that, again, these ads will be separate from the AI generated responses, that they'll be clearly labeled, and that they'll most likely be below where the responses are. So as someone using the app, you'll be able to clearly tell what is an ad versus what is their response. Now, we don't have an example of this right now because this hasn't rolled out yet, but I can imagine if you're asking ChatGPT about an upcoming vacation, maybe you're going to Florida, you could potentially, theoretically, see ads for hotels or rental cars or travel agencies, right? And I think your next question might naturally be, okay, so do these companies now see our responses? Can they see what we're typing into ChatGPT? And OpenAI says absolutely not. Your messages will still remain to be private. What these ad companies or companies that pay to be on ChatGPT could see is just the metrics of how well their ads do.
Okay, that was my question about if other companies would be tracking that and push you what you want to see, right? Because that's how ads work.
And ChatGPT says no.
Okay, great. Well, so is this about money? Why are they doing this now?
So I absolutely think this is about money. I mean, everything's about money. I mean, ChatGPT is a very expensive company to run. As we know, they are expanding with warehouses all over the United States. And advertisement is a way to kind of make that money back. And in their announcement that they are going to be rolling out this testing phase, they mention, we are doing this so that we can keep ChatGPT affordable for everyone or accessible for everyone, clearly pointing out their free and their cheaper versions, the free version and the $8 version. What this tells me is that the company is pretty much saying, look, we would like to make this free for everyone. This is available across the world. But in order to do that, we have to make money somehow off of this, and ads are a way to do that. It's not different from another social media company also kind of having ads as well. So I think that's an interesting point. And I think what backs up that theory is that users that do pay the $8, there's the Pro and the Plus, the $20 rather, or the $200 version will not be seeing ads during this testing phase. So if you are someone who uses ChatGPT and does not want to see these ads, it looks like you will start to have to pay.
And another good thing I saw, Taylor, is that if let's say you're having a serious mental health discussion with ChatGPT, supposedly those ads are also not supposed to pop up if you're having a conversation like that.
Yeah.
So that could be good because that could trigger someone possibly.
Absolutely. Boundaries I think that OpenAI is aware that people have been relying on this platform for a lot of personal things, maybe more personal than a lot of people have, I don't know, figure they would. So to have a kind of a boundary there, I think is a good call.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing you said about their announcement is that they won't share your information with the companies, but there's nothing saying that ChatGPT won't take what you're saying and then target the ads that they give you that way. Because, I mean, kind of like you're thinking about vacations, you're talking about vacations, they're going to show you ads about vacations.
Well, this is rolling out within the next couple of weeks. We'll be watching.
We'll see. Thanks, Taylor.
Queen City News Plus. Just search Queen City News on your smart TV's app store.